The county sheriff's office has a warning. If you're heading out to any one of the lakes surrounding the valley, the water is still really cold.
So cold, in fact, that you could end up falling in. You could be at risk of hypothermia. Morgan Lowe shows us how this happens every spring and to kayakers and paddleboarders.
We are out on Lake Pleasant with Sergeant Rob Marski, who has patrolled our recreational reservoirs for 16 years for the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. We're here to highlight a danger you can't see, hear, or smell. You can, however, feel it.
Hypothermia in the Valley of the Sun just doesn't seem like it would be an issue.
Right, and that's why it catches people off guard.
During the spring, our lakes see a spike in people using kayaks, paddleboards, and canoes. The weather is warming up, but the water is still cold.
So this time of year, the water can be in the 50s and 60s. The reality is hypothermia can start setting in water temperature as warm as 77 degrees. So since water cools the body 25 times faster than it does on land, that's a big problem.
The water temperature is 59 degrees as I hop onto a kayak for the first time ever.
There you go.
Before we do what we came out here to do, we take my external body temperature.
93 degrees.
93, because that's my skin temperature now.
Now, we're ready to go. So this is a typical scenario. We're out on the lake on a kayak. It's probably mid-70s outside. I'm totally warm. But then a breeze comes, or maybe a wave, or maybe you mistakenly think that you can get up. Oh, I grabbed something, and now here, in the water. And you can see, I can barely talk. So right now, what I'm experiencing is something called cold shock. My body is starting to hyperventilate. When I hit the water, I took a big mouthful of water. My first reaction was to take a deep breath. So now, I'm out on the lake, outside of the canoe, and I'm in danger of suffering from hypothermia.
There have been incidents for the past several years that people either lost their lives to hypothermia for being in the water too long, or hypothermia was a contributing factor to them drowning.
One of those incidents took place on Lake Pleasant in February of 2022. Two brothers fell in. They didn't drown, they died from the cold. Now I've been in the water for 10 minutes, and it's time to get out. Yeah, it's just hard to get my feet even up to the ladder. We take one more look at my skin temperature.
63 degrees.
How about here? Because this is what's really cold.
The 61, 60.
My external body temp dropped 30 degrees in just 10 minutes. So what happens to somebody when they're that cold?
Well, you're feeling the effects, right? You can, your feet are very numb, your toes are, or your fingertips are really numb. All that blood in your extremities is naturally going to protect your vital organs.
It was like I was out of breath, just staying above the water. If it wasn't this, if I didn't have this, I think I would have gone straight down. Now, if you do head out to the lake this weekend or any time in the near future, MCSO recommends that you wear a life preserver, use a tether to stay connected to your kayak or paddleboard, go with a friend, and if you can't make it back onto or into the canoe or the kayak because it's overturned, you need to pull yourself on top of it so at least you are partially out of the water. The sun can do the rest. Back to you guys.